To order our Truth in Taxation hearing at 6 p.m., December 3rd, 2024. I think Amanda will give a synopsis of what the levy and stuff is. But if there's anyone in the audience that would like to speak during the public comment, please make sure that you take the podium during that time and then state your name, and then we will move forward. So, Amanda.
Perfect. So this is the Truth in Taxation public hearing where we discuss proposed tax levy for our upcoming year of 2025. We are looking to discuss and seek public comment on the 2025 proposed general fund budget and the 2025 property tax levy. The city must certify its final payable 2025 property tax levy to the county auditor no later than December 29th of 2024. We did set the proposed tax levy at $1,532,372, and we actually were able to decrease that to $1,514,894. So our tax levy proposed for this coming year was set at 6.15%, and we were able to decrease that to 4.98%. Increase over last year. Local government aid really did not increase at all, and that's why some of the that's why it's a little heftier than it was last year. Last year's levy increase was just shy of 4%. And our LGA increased over 10% from the state, and this year is 0.1%. So we really did not get any type of additional help from the state in 2025. Our preliminary budget was set at about $5.3 million, and we were able to get that less than 1.3, like it's 1.296. So that is revenues come from taxes, license and permits, state and federal aid, public charges, fines, interest, rent and donations, sales, and other fund transfers. And our expenditures are lumped into our city council category, general government and buildings, public safety, highway, street, roadways, and public works, parks, library, and then transfers out to other funds. So that is what is made up of our levy. I will say this as well. Our general fund levy increased about $100,000, and our debt service did decrease. We were able to take 2 debt services off. We have a swimming pool levy, an airport levy, a capital expense levy, which increased, and then we also started this year a housing demolition levy, and that is at $20,000. So our levy again is $1.5 million. That's all I have to say, unless there's questions.
I know at one time you had area proposed. Do you still have? Or
I don't have that. I don't have that in front of me, but there was communication from other area cities, and we set our proposed levy at 6.15%, which was the low range. Cities surrounding us were anywhere from 8 to 15%. I actually thought I did something wrong, but I didn't, and we were able to decrease it a little under 5%. So I feel that's confident
right
for what we're doing.
Yep.
And able to start some new programs as well.
No, that's a bonus. That's why I wanted to make a comment of that, because it seems like ours are lower than others around the areas.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions from council or public? Anybody like to question or comment?
I think Mark.
Do you want? Sure. Mark, come on up if you would. Just state your name quick and then.
Mark Hagan. I've been a lifelong resident, live at 619 7th Avenue South. And my taxes went up 35%. So actually, since 2020, my taxes have gone up 100%. And I've talked to my neighbors, they don't have any kind of increase like this. So I'm wondering, why do I have this increase?
Has the valuation of your property also increased?
Yes, it has. It went from 90,000 to 125.
So I would say that's probably is because of the valuation of your home and your property.
But that 35%? I mean, the neighbors across the street are 14%, and their house is basically the same as mine.
Yeah, so your tax statement, the valuation to argue or to like adjust that was back in April through the Board of Equalization public hearings. So this is to question the increase, which is justified through our budgeting process. But I would say, I mean, I can't tell you why your property taxes are 35% and your neighbors are 14%. It's based on valuation of your home and your property. If you look, and their taxes are made of not just city taxes, but their county taxes and the school district as well. And if you look at the three entities that are in the taxing authority, the cities are actually the lowest.
Excuse me, but I don't really understand this because I don't know why my taxes, I haven't really done anything to my house. I had a new roof put on because I had hail damage. I painted my house 4 years ago. So why am I getting taxed 35% more?
So the valuation of your home isn't actually something that the city has control over or has authority over. That's the county assessor's office. So that question should be directed to the assessor's office as to why.
So I should leave here and go to the county meeting?
Well, I don't want to direct you to do, I mean, it sounds like the question is, why are you being taxed at 35%? And there is an increase in the valuation of your property. And so I'm assuming that, just an assumption, is that that's what's attributing to the higher, yours being higher than your neighbor's is because of where your home is valued at. Our valuation went up like $100,000. So I feel the increase as well, personally. The county is going to tell you the same thing, that they can't do anything about the valuation at this point because that was back in April, but maybe they can explain why they valued your home and property where they did.
So I have talked to quite a few people that I know, and I have a friend of mine has a house that's worth $300,000. His taxes went up 6%.
And it probably was valued close to $300,000, and so the 6% increase is, I mean, we increased ours less than 5%, where if your valuation went up significantly, you are going to feel a higher percentage.
So my taxes have gone up 100% since 2020.
What was your home valued at 2020?
You don't have that in front of me.
Right.
Last year was valued at 90,000. This year it's at 126,000.
And I know that the county has done a reformulation of how they assess and how they value your property. And I know that not this year, but last year, there was a huge increase to a majority of our homes in St. James because of a new evaluation formula that they did. So I'm assuming that's also contributing to the 35%.
So how did they come up with this value of your house? Because nobody's ever come to my house to actually look at my house.
Yeah, I have no idea how they do that. That's a county process through the assessors.
Is it based on the value of the homes that have sold around you?
That has something to do with market value, and it's also if you've done improvements that goes, but I can't speak to the valuation formula or what they look at in a given year. I do know that the assessor pulls all, the comps in the area and pulls building permits to see if you've done work on your home. But as to how and why they set your value where they did, I'm not confident to speak to that because I'm not an expert in that.
There's 9 houses on my block, and 3 of them are rentals.
Okay.
So I guess I don't quite understand why I'm getting hit with 35% when my neighbors are getting hit with much, much less. And they have the same basic house as what I do. So that's why I'm here. I've never been here before.
Yeah, and this hearing is about what we set our levy at and what our general fund is, and the valuation or why the whole, I mean, that tax statement's made up of three, government bodies that have the taxing authority, and we're 1/3. So I think that the more appropriate, like, I think you're questioning the valuation, which isn't the city council, because that's at the county level.
County.
Okay, because, I went through this and, it's the Watonwan County is 5.5%, City of St. James is 6.19, and St. James School District is 8.18, which is 19.87%.
And so that's based off the proposed levy, and so this hearing, we were at I misspoke, I thought we were at 6.15. We're at 6.19 for our preliminary, and it's going to get set at less than 5% at 4.98%.
Okay, so but that's not going to do nothing for my taxes.
No, because the valuation increased on your home.
Well, okay, I guess I'm going to go to the courthouse, so, thanks for your time.
Thank you for coming.
Yep.
Thanks, Mark.
Any other public questions, comments? Anyone else have a public question or comment? Going twice. Anybody else have a public question or comment? 3 times, so we can close. All right, take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Sue, Kathleen, second. All those in favor of closing our truth and taxation hearing? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Truth and tax hearing closes at 6.